Hello and welcome to Who Am I AI Uncovered channel and our exploration of Perplexity AI, a startup that in just a year earned a valuation exceeding $1 billion with barely any fanfare. In a tech landscape long dominated by Google search for over 2 decades, the phrase "Google it" has become an instinctive reflex for billions worldwide. Google isn't merely a tool, it is woven into the fabric of modern civilization. Any attempt to disrupt this unassailable fortress was once considered sheer madness or suicide. Yet here comes Perplexity AI arriving like a silent storm in Silicon Valley, poised to challenge the established order. Let's dive into this legend that's rewriting the rules of search. Yet, in August 2022, amid complete silence, a tiny startup named Perplexity AI quietly launched in Silicon Valley. No trumpets, no flashy ads, no marketing blitz. It was akin to a modest vessel slipping into the harbor at night, yet concealed within was a nuclear engine capable of generating tidal waves. Its founder, Aravind Srinivas, a youthful, scholar-like figure with round glasses and an academic's humility more than a typical billion-dollar CEO, noticed a fissure in Google's seemingly inviolable armor. That crack represented the swift rise of large language models such as GPT-3, signaling the dawn of a new era in how we seek and consume knowledge. While Perplexity AI's meteoric rise might seem sudden, its foundation rests upon the intellect and persistence of one man, Aravind Srinivas. Aravind's story begins in India, where he earned his undergraduate degree in computer science and engineering at the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, one of the world's most esteemed technical institutions. There, he graduated with top honors in 2012, having already demonstrated a keen interest in algorithms, mathematics, and the emerging field of artificial intelligence. Driven by curiosity, he pursued doctoral studies abroad, securing admission to the University of California, Berkeley, a crucible for pioneering research in machine learning and neural networks. At UC Berkeley, Aravind immersed himself in the rigorous study of deep learning and computer vision, working under the guidance of leading professors to explore how neural architectures could interpret and classify complex visual inputs. His doctoral thesis focused on developing advanced convolutional neural networks capable of recognizing patterns in high-resolution imagery, pushing the boundaries of what machines could perceive and analyze. Yet despite the satisfaction of his achievements in visual perception, he found his true passion lay in deciphering and generating natural language, enabling computers to understand the intricacies of human communication. During his doctoral tenure, Aravind co-authored several influential papers presented at CVPR and ICCV conferences, where he introduced novel network architectures that increased object detection accuracy on standard benchmarks by notable margins. He also served as a teaching assistant for graduate-level courses on machine learning, mentoring dozens of students in coding assignments and research projects. This period not only reinforced his expertise in deep learning fundamentals, but also cultivated his passion for translating complex research breakthroughs into practical tools. Upon completing his PhD in 2018, Srinivas was recruited by DeepMind, Google's elite research arm known for breakthroughs like AlphaGo. At DeepMind, he contributed to projects that fused reinforcement learning with deep neural models, collaborating with cross-disciplinary teams to tackle challenges in reasoning planning and scalable inference. He co-authored several papers on bidirectional transformer architectures and attention mechanisms work, which would later serve as foundational technologies for large language models. His time at DeepMind honed his skills in productionizing research, balancing theoretical elegance with the practical demands of deploying AI systems at global scale. At DeepMind, he played a key role in optimizing distributed training frameworks, reducing model convergence time by 30% through algorithmic innovations. He collaborated with teams across London and Mountain View, balancing research objectives with engineering constraints to deliver scalable AI solutions to partner organizations. In 2020, he transitioned to OpenAI, the incubator behind GPT-3, and ChatGPT, where he joined a cohort of world-class researchers on the frontier of generative language models. There, he was entrusted with optimizing model training pipelines and evaluating model outputs for coherence and factual consistency, witnessing firsthand the unprecedented ability of GPT-3 to craft fluent prose, debug code snippets, and even produce creative content. He was struck by both the power and the limitations of these early language engines. While they dazzled users with fluent generation, they often produced confident but inaccurate statements due to their lack of real-time data verification and source attribution. It was at OpenAI, after observing countless demos and running large-scale benchmarks, that Arvind first grasped the transformative potential of marrying live web data with conversational AI. He realized that the next frontier in search and knowledge retrieval would require not only generative fluency, but also transparent sourcing and dynamic connectivity to up-to-date information. This insight laid the groundwork for his next venture, one that would combine his deep expertise in neural networks with a user-centric vision for seamless, trustworthy answers. Building on years of academic rigor and industry experience, Arvind Srinivas set out to redefine how we interact with information. Arvind deeply analyzed user behavior and feedback to diagnose these underlying deficiencies, laying the conceptual foundation for Perplexity's revolutionary architecture. He recognized that both traditional search and early generative AI suffered from two critical limitations. First, Google search delivers 10 blue links without synthesis, forcing users to sift through multiple pages crowded with ads and distractions, increasing cognitive load and wasting valuable time. Second, early large language models like GPT-3 offered conversational responses, yet operated as opaque black boxes, providing fluent outputs without citations or verifiable evidence, making it difficult to distinguish factual accuracy from hallucinations. These shortcomings created a paradox. Users either endured the laborious effort of link hopping and self-curation, or trusted unanchored AI assertions that could not be independently verified. To resolve this, Arvind envisioned a unified platform marrying the strengths of both approaches: the up-to-the-minute comprehensiveness and accuracy of web search with the coherence and interactivity of conversational AI. He set out to architect a system where every user query triggers a live web crawl, followed by large language model summarization and automated verification. Under this design, Perplexity AI first aggregates information from reputable sources across the internet, then synthesizes a concise, coherent answer framed as natural dialogue. Crucially, each statement is tagged with a superscript reference number, linking directly to its original source, empowering users to trace and validate every claim. Beyond simple Q&A, the platform supports follow-up questions and context deep dives, fostering a genuine conversation rather than a static result page. This approach transforms the act of searching into an interactive exploration, dramatically reducing friction and restoring trust. By integrating transparent citation protocols with advanced LLM capabilities, Perplexity AI redefines knowledge retrieval, delivering rapid, reliable, and fully traceable answers that turn information discovery into an intuitive dialogue. This design not only addresses core search pain points, but also anticipates future growth by enabling modular integration of emerging AI models and data sources, ensuring Perplexity remains at the forefront of search innovation. Rather than enter a costly arms race to train a massive language model from scratch, the Perplexity team adopted a far smarter approach. They leveraged the strongest large language models already available, OpenAI's GPT series and leading open source alternatives, as their cognitive engine, and built an orchestration layer on top to handle retrieval, synthesis, verification, and presentation. This modular design let them focus R&D on the value add, connecting live web data to LLMs, coordinating multiple model calls, and enforcing rigorous source checks instead of reinventing core model training pipelines. Under Srinivas's leadership, each user query triggers a multi-stage workflow. A real-time web crawl gathers top documents. The LLM generates a concise narrative, and an automated validation module cross-references facts back to cited URLs. By decoupling these components, Perplexity can swap in next-generation models or integrate specialized knowledge bases without rebuilding the entire stack, ensuring rapid iteration and continual performance gains. But the vision went beyond engineering efficiencies. Srinivas set out to redefine the platform itself, transforming search from a solitary list of blue links into an interactive conversational experience. Users can drill into suggested follow-ups, toggle focus modes, e.g., academic papers or community forums, and guide the AI down new tangents, all within a single chat interface. This search as dialogue philosophy restores user agency, reducing friction and turning information discovery into a natural exploration. By combining a lean plug-and-play architecture with a user-centric dialogue model, Perplexity's technical strategy and development philosophy lay the groundwork for a truly next-generation search platform, one that continuously adapts, scales, and keeps the user's needs at its core. To truly understand what makes Perplexity AI a game-changer, we need to examine its three foundational pillars: directness, transparency, and interactivity. These core principles work together to transform search from a tedious chore into an engaging, efficient dialogue. 1. Direct answers, 230 words. First, Perplexity AI delivers direct synthesized answers instead of forcing you to click through 10 blue links. Imagine querying, what is the impact of AI on the creative industries? On a traditional search engine, you'd receive a list of URLs, then spend 15 minutes hopping from site to site, skimming through ads, pop-ups, and unrelated content. In contrast, Perplexity instantly presents a multi-paragraph summary that outlines both risks such as automated batch editing and opportunities like AI-powered content enhancement. Key points are numbered, guiding you step by step through the argument. Under the hood, Perplexity's orchestration layer crawls reputable sources in real-time academic journals, industry white papers, expert blogs, and uses best-in-class language models to distill their insights into a coherent narrative. There are no distracting banners or sponsored snippets. The answer appears front and center, respecting your time and cognitive energy. By removing friction, this pillar of directness slashes time to insight from minutes down to mere seconds, making search feel less like navigation and more like consulting an expert who's already done the homework for you. 2. Rigorous transparency, 230 words. Second, Perplexity AI builds trust through meticulous source attribution. Unlike black box chatbots that generate plausible but unverifiable statements, every sentence in a Perplexity answer carries a superscript reference number. These markers correspond to a numbered bibliography, listing direct URLs to original studies, news articles, or official reports. For example, if you read AI, automation could displace up to 800 million jobs by 2030, you'll see a one that links straight to that statistics source. Beyond simple citations, Perplexity continuously monitors referenced links for updates. Should a study be revised or a URL break, an automated process recrawls the web, replacing outdated entries with fresh data. The platform also indicates confidence levels. Low confidence statements appear in italics with a caution icon alerting you to double-check those claims. This dual approach of dynamic upkeep and clear provenance turns every search into an evidence-based dialogue. Users tackling sensitive subjects like healthcare guidelines or financial forecasts can verify each insight with a single click, transforming passive consumption into active, audit-ready research. 3. Interactive conversation, 230 words. Third, Perplexity reimagines search as a branching conversation. Once the initial answer is generated, the interface suggests follow-up questions such as which AI tools lead in graphic design or how do content creators monetize AI workflows. Clicking a prompt appends it to the chat thread, and the AI refines its reply using the prior context. This fluid, multi-turn exchange encourages deeper exploration, empowering users to drill down on aspects that matter most to them. Moreover, Perplexity offers domain-specific focus modes. Toggle to academic mode to restrict responses to peer-reviewed journals, switch to industry insights for case studies and market analyses, or choose community forums to see trending discussions. You can even upload PDFs or data sets for targeted summaries and data extraction, all within the same conversational window. Each session can be saved, exported, or shared via a unique link, enabling teams to collaborate asynchronously on research or decision-making. This pillar of interactivity turns a single query into an ongoing knowledge journey. Users aren't just reading answers, they're shaping the narrative, customizing the scope, and co-authoring the dialogue with an AI that adapts to their evolving needs. Conclusion. By knitting together direct answers, rigorous transparency, and interactive conversation, Perplexity AI delivers a search experience that is fast, trustworthy, and deeply engaging. These 3 pillars transform search from a static list of links into a dynamic exploration, one that adapts to your questions, evidences its claims, and guides you toward deeper understanding. After an unassuming beta drop in late 2022, Perplexity AI began gaining serious traction. The private beta, initially limited to a few hundred developers and AI enthusiasts, spread by word of mouth across GitHub repos, Discord servers, and tech blogs. Within weeks, usage exploded as early adopters praised its seamless citation-backed answers over the clunky experience of traditional search. By the end of 2022, what had started as a quiet experiment had amassed tens of thousands of beta users, all hungry for a faster, more transparent way to find reliable information. Buoyed by this grassroots momentum, Perplexity closed its Series A round in May 2023, raising $25.6 million. The round was led by a consortium of top-tier venture firms and angel investors, including Nat Friedman, former GitHub CEO, who recognized the platform's potential to redefine search. This infusion of capital enabled the team to expand infrastructure, accelerate feature development, and stay and scale both the retrieval engine and the real-time citation system. Importantly, the Series A investors brought not just money but domain expertise and networks, opening doors to strategic partnerships and enterprise pilots. Just 8 months later, in January 2024, Perplexity secured a $73.6 million Series B round led by IVP, one of Silicon Valley's most venerable growth stage funds. High-profile backers such as Jeff Bezos and NVIDIA also joined the cap table, validating Perplexity's vision at the highest level. At that point, the company's post-money valuation had already reached approximately $520 million. Yet the real milestone came less than 20 months after its founding, when Perplexity officially crossed the $1 billion valuation mark, earning unicorn status in October 2024. Momentum didn't slow. By December 2024, private market appraisals pegged Perplexity's valuation at roughly $9 billion. As of May 2025, analysts estimate its worth at an astonishing $18 billion, up nearly 20-fold in under 3 years. This rapid ascent underscores both the market's hunger for a new search paradigm and Perplexity's execution prowess in turning cutting-edge AI research into a must-have product. By early 2023, Perplexity had begun turning heads in Silicon Valley. Revenues leaped from just $1 million in 2023 to $20 million in 2024, and analyst project figures approaching $100 million by the end of 2025. This meteoric rise stemmed from a perfect confluence of factors. First, Perplexity's founders are veteran AI scientists from DeepMind, OpenAI, and leading universities experts who understood both cutting-edge research and scalable product engineering. Second, the company launched at the crest of the generative AI boom, precisely when millions of users were growing frustrated by fragmented search results and eager for a unified answer engine. Third, Perplexity's ad-free, distraction-free interface delivered crisp-sourced answers without spam or promotional content, fostering remarkable viral adoption. Fourth, the endorsement by high-profile investors such as Jeff Bezos and NVIDIA lent immediate credibility, accelerating enterprise trials and press coverage. By December 2024, these elements coalesced into a user base of over 15 million monthly active users, achieved with negligible marketing spend, under 5% of the operating budget, and overwhelmingly via organic word of mouth through developer communities and social media referrals. This lean approach allowed exceptionally low customer acquisition costs and freed resources to focus on product innovation. The platform's dual-tier revenue model then took over. The free tier offers comprehensive access to Perplexity's core answer engine, driving mass adoption, while Perplexity Pro, priced at $20 per month, unlocks premium features, real-time access to GPT-4 models, unlimited query volume, advanced PDF and document analysis, and priority response times for enterprise customers. Beyond individual subscriptions, Perplexity Pro's enterprise API and dedicated support packages have attracted corporate clients in finance, healthcare, and legal sectors, integrating the answer engine directly into internal knowledge management systems. The subscription-focused approach decouples growth from advertising dependency, enabling sustainable unit economics and a clear path to profitability. As a result, Perplexity has established itself not just as an innovative search alternative, but as a viable, self-sustaining business poised for continued scale. At Google I/CEO 2024, the search giant finally responded to Perplexity's challenge by unveiling AI Overviews, an evolution of its Search Generative Experience (SGE). Rather than simply listing 10 blue links, Google now surfaces a synthesized AI-powered summary at the top of the results page, complete with bullet point insights and links to source pages. This move represents an implicit admission that the traditional search paradigm, dominated by static hyperlinks, no longer meets user expectations for immediacy and clarity. However, Google's implementation reflects the classic innovator's dilemma. On one hand, fully embracing direct AI answers risks cannibalizing its core advertising business. Over $160 billion in annual search ad revenue depends on users clicking through to third-party sites. On the other hand, failing to evolve could cede ground to nimble challengers like Perplexity, which prioritize user-centric answers over ad impressions. Google's hybrid approach, maintaining link ads below while experimenting with AI snippets above, aims to straddle both worlds but may leave it vulnerable to competitors unencumbered by legacy constraints. Perplexity AI, by contrast, has no ad revenue imperative. It can deliver concise, citation-backed answers that immediately drive users off-platform without worrying about lost clicks. This single-minded focus allows Perplexity's engineering team to optimize purely for answer quality, transparency, and interactivity. Freed from the need to juggle hundreds of disparate products and revenue streams, they can iterate rapidly on features like follow-up prompts, domain filters, and PDF analysis. Moreover, Google's enormous scale works against it in some respects. Large, monolithic code bases, extensive compliance reviews, and the need to maintain backward compatibility slow down decision-making. In contrast, Perplexity operates with a lean architecture and a small team, enabling them to deploy experimental features and pivot strategies within days rather than quarters. For tech-savvy early adopters, this agility already makes Perplexity a more compelling daily tool, and word of mouth could drive mainstream momentum next. Ultimately, the coming battle for search supremacy won't hinge solely on raw computing power or brand recognition. It will be won by the platform that best aligns its incentives with the user's desire for fast, accurate, and transparent answers. Google's hybrid AI overviews mark an important step, but Perplexity's undivided commitment to answer-centric search poses a profound strategic threat. As the innovator's dilemma plays out, one truth becomes clear: the future of search belongs to those who put users, not advertisers, first. Perplexity AI's razor focus on delivering the best possible answer engine unburdened by advertising dependencies gives it a clear strategic edge. By foregoing banner ads, sponsored snippets, and click-through revenue models, Perplexity can channel every engineering cycle into perfecting response accuracy, citation, integrity, and conversational depth. This single-minded dedication has produced a product that feels bespoke, an answer engine built purely for the user's quest for clear, concise, and trustworthy information. However, this purist approach carries its own set of challenges. Every Perplexity query invokes a complex multi-stage pipeline live web, crawling multi-model LLM orchestration, automated fact-checking, and real-time citation indexing. The computational footprint per query is immense, driving up cloud infrastructure costs. As usage scales from tens of millions to potentially hundreds of millions, or even billions of monthly users, the team must continually optimize for cost efficiency without degrading performance. Innovations such as dynamic model selection, adaptive batching, and more efficient retrieval algorithms will be critical to keeping operational expenses in check. Beyond raw compute costs, infrastructure scalability looms large. Supporting a truly global user base demands resilient, geographically distributed data centers and sophisticated load balancing strategies. Even with top-tier cloud partners, ensuring sub-second response times across continents is a formidable engineering undertaking, especially when every added data center site and caching layer introduces new points of failure and synchronization complexity. Finally, Perplexity must contend with an ever-present Goliath, Google. Despite its present misgivings, Google possesses virtually unlimited capital, decades of search-scale infrastructure, and unmatched expertise in distributed systems. Should Google choose to pivot aggressively, investing more heavily in its generative AI layers, subsidizing compute costs, or leveraging its vast ad revenues to undercut pricing, it could blunt Perplexity's momentum. Moreover, Google's entrenched relationships with publishers and advertisers give it unique leverage over content access and traffic flows. Yet the very challenges Perplexity faces also underscore its greatest opportunity. By maintaining its laser focus on answer quality and transparency, and by pioneering cost-effective architectures for AI-powered search, it can carve out a durable niche. Strategic partnerships with cloud providers, enterprise licensing deals, and premium API offerings will help offset operating expenses. Open-source collaborations and licensing of Perplexity's citation framework could foster ecosystem growth, spreading cost and innovation across a broader community. In the end, Perplexity's future hinges on its ability to balance relentless product excellence with relentless engineering discipline. If it can continue delivering unparalleled answer experiences while mastering the economics of scale, it will not only endure, it may well define the template for next-generation search in the AI era. Perplexity's bold challenge to Google Search isn't just a David versus Goliath story. It signals a fundamental shift in how we access and interact with information. Although Google's unmatched infrastructure, data reserves, and brand strength won't crumble overnight, Perplexity has unequivocally demonstrated a superior approach, prioritizing directness, transparency, and conversational depth. By forcing Google to integrate AI-driven summaries and citations, Perplexity proves that user-centric design can reshape even the most entrenched platforms. At its core, this confrontation transcends market share or ad revenue. It's a philosophical clash between an outdated model built on click-driven monetization and a new paradigm centered on empowering users. The ultimate victor will be the platform whose incentives align with our need for fast, accurate, and fully verifiable answers. Whether Perplexity ultimately eclipses Google or spurs collaborative innovation, the real winners are we, the users, who now enjoy unprecedented access to trustworthy knowledge. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Perplexity AI's meteoric rise and its ripple effects across the search landscape. What do you think about Perplexity? Let us know in the comments, and if there's a topic you'd like me to explore next, drop a suggestion below. The most liked comments will shape our next video topic. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all our AI deep dives. See you next time.